Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. And welcome back to another episode of When Beauty Turns Ugly. Today we're going to be talking about a very trending topic. A very trending topic? Yes. A topic that's trending loads. And that is Ozempic. You may have heard it be called the skinny pen. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to be using my evening skincare routine using all Glow Recipe products. Now, if you don't regularly follow my skincare videos, you'll probably think this video is sponsored by them. It's not. I just love Glow Recipe, and whilst I have been gifted products in before, these are all my own purchases. It's getting warmer here. I think a little bit more fruity. I want to have a sensorial experience of scents and textures and just make my skin look really nice, and that's what Glow Recipe does for me. So I'm going to get out a fresh Blueberry Bounce Gentle Cleanser and start cleansing, basically. I like it when it's new and you have to take a few pumps. Here we go. So you may have heard of Ozempic before. It's the brand name for semaglutide. Just gonna rub this in. I use this as a double cleanse, to be honest with you. But yeah, I've just got moisturizer on, so no need to double cleanse today. It's a prescription medication that diabetics take, basically. It belongs to a class of drugs known as GLP-1 receptor agonists. And it's specifically designed to help manage type 2 diabetes. And it's usually taken 1 to 2 times a week via injection. People can either go to the doctor and have it done, or they do it at home through the tiniest little needle. You barely feel it. And Ozempic works by mimicking the effects of a hormone called GLP-1 in your body and helps regulate your blood sugar levels, to cut very long story short. It enhances insulin production and slows down your digestion, amongst many other things. You know, it has its pros and cons. A lot of people feel nauseous when using it. They get migraines, diarrhea, vomiting, the usual kind of thing. But usually you'll see a doctor very regularly if you're on this medication, if you've been prescribed this medication for diabetes, and they'll check in with you and make sure they're dosing you correctly. However, they also kind of accidentally found out that Ozempic made a good weight loss drug. I'm just gonna go wash this off, foam it off, and rinse it away. I forgot how foamy that cleanser gets. It's quite a lot to rinse away, but I maybe used a bit too much, to be honest with you. But I love how it leaves your skin nice and cleansed without feeling tight and dry. So it's not technically approved by the FDA as a weight loss drug, but it can be prescribed to you off-label by a doctor. And off-label basically means that it can be prescribed for something other than its purpose. And when it's used for weight loss, Ozempic is going to be prescribed in a much higher dosage than those who use it for diabetes. I'm going to go in with the Watermelon Glow PHA plus BHA Pore Tight Toner. So gentle, I can use this every single day without any irritation to my skin. It's like thick water. It's like thicker than water, full fat water that just glides over skin and quenches and hydrates. For that instant dose of hydration. I love it so much, and it keeps my very porous nose looking smooth. So as a weight loss drug, Ozempic works by basically suppressing your appetite. So even when you are eating, you're not really hungry. It doesn't make you crave, all those picky bits in the evening. Decreases your hunger anyway, but then also makes you feel full after one chicken breast. Basically lowering the amount of food you eat so you lose weight, So how did Ozempic become popular as a weight loss drug? Now, from what I could find, the first real study for Ozempic as purely a weight loss drug was done as recently as 2019, with doctors prescribing this off-label in 2021. It immediately became popular amongst celebrities and influencers, and it's so popular because of its availability, first of all, and its effectiveness. Compared to other weight loss management drugs on the market, you get those ones where it makes you shit out oil, all that kind of stuff. Have you ever seen them? They're crazy. A lot of people struggle to lose that weight, just on the eat healthy and exercise kind of lifestyle. So Ozempic seems like this kind of miracle drug that they can just take and lose weight. But it's also been all over TikTok with people sharing their weight loss stories, making it look relatively easy, but as well as some people's kind of negative experience with Ozempic. Also, while some celebrities have admitted to using it, there are more rumors that people have been using it. No official statements. I'm going to use the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist for a bit of hydration. The Kardashians, for example, have been rumored to use it because of their really extreme body transformations recently. People accusing them of having fillers and implants removed, but also being on Ozempic. Julia Fox has been rumored to have used it, even though she denies this. But most noticeably, Mindy Kaling, who sparked rumors of her using Ozempic when she showed up, I think it was the Oscars, red carpet, and she looked a lot slimmer than she's looked in previous red carpet appearances, I guess. I don't see her on anything else. other than the office. However, she's denied using the drug, and she said herself, honestly, I didn't really do anything differently. I eat what I like to eat. If I do any kind of restrictive diet, it never really works for me. I just eat less of it. I wish there was something more juicy or dynamic about the way that I've lost a little bit of weight, but that's the way I've done it. The good old-fashioned way. So some people have admitted to taking Ozempic. Elon Musk, for example, actually tweeted saying that he was on it after losing 30 pounds, saying his weight loss was due to a mix of intermittent fasting, absence of easy food, and Ozempic to remain healthy and fit. And that's the kind of thing I feel like, from what I've seen, Ozempic isn't just you take it, you lose weight, you're done. You have to keep taking Ozempic in order to manage your weight. And we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end. Now, we have to remember that this is a very real life drug for very real life illnesses. For a bit more hydration, I'm going to use the Plum Plump Hyaluronic Serum. Like, it feels like a thick layer on your skin, but also feels light at the same time. So you've got this aura of thick water protecting your skin. It's so hard to describe. And a lot of people, mainly diabetics, rely on this drug to live a somewhat normal life and be able to do everyday activities. In the US alone, last year, over 370,000 prescriptions for Ozempic were given out to diabetics alone. So that's not including all those people who have been starting to use it for weight loss. But it just shows you how many people really, really rely on it. So, of course, there's this big craze, this big trend. There's a magic pen that you can inject yourself with and you're going to lose weight. Demand for this drug led to a drug shortage. It became so popular toward like the middle end of 2022. There was such a huge shortage that those who take this medication regularly were having to ration their own pens, or they were turning up to their doctors and they didn't have any medicine for them, any Ozempic for them whatsoever. Diabetic Tippy Moore told an American news channel, I can't remember who they were, that she relies on Ozempic as other medications that didn't work for her. And due to the sudden high demand for Ozempic, she actually had to skip weeks and weeks of her once weekly injection. Saying that every week when she went to collect her medication, she didn't know if her doctor would even have her medication for her, saying that she felt as though Ozempic pens were having to be rationed out amongst their own clients, being so stressed that she was losing sleep. She also has a dog who she wasn't able to walk because she couldn't live a somewhat normal life because she wasn't having her once weekly medication because other people were using it for vanity reasons. It wasn't until March of this year, 2023, that Novo Nordisk, who I believe are the owners of the product and brand name Ozempic, announced they have actually caught up with demand and basically had more medicine in stock for everyone to take. So the demand has eased for now. I'm going to use the Guava Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum. I don't usually like vitamin C serums at all, to be honest with you, but this one is so... It just feels like a nice hydrating, moisturizing serum. And the smell, I can never get over the smell. It reminds me of something, but I don't know what. I think it's almost like foam shrimps, you know, like shrimp and bananas kind of smell. I love it so much. So the boom has seen Ozempic sales rise by 23%, which is roughly $5 billion in a year. That's crazy. There's such high demand for it. Now, a few articles have actually come out saying that Novo Nordisk have been working on a pill alternative to the injection, purely to meet the demand of it as a weight loss drug. So it will be marketed and packaged as a weight loss drug. Pfizer also seem to want a piece of the pie. They've seen how much money Novo Nordisk are making, and they basically released some data that shows how effective it is as a weight loss drug. So it does sound as though pharmaceutical companies are realizing there's a huge demand for this as a weight loss drug and are wanting to cash in on it. Which honestly, like, it doesn't matter what your opinion is on having a weight loss drug. If there's enough that the people who actually need this medication have their medication, and instead there are pills for people who just want to take it as a weight loss drug, I'm glad they're doing it. Let this craze die out. Make what you need to make. Let the craze die out, and then whatever weight loss trend comes in, they can deal with that. So let's talk about Ozempic Face. This is kind of like a new name that's been given, mainly to those whose features are changing after rapid weight loss from using Ozempic purely as a weight loss drug. So all Ozempic face is the name given to people who are losing weight so rapidly that you see those changes on the face. And this is loss of fat here, which can lead to like sagging of the skin, and even skin that appears to be rapidly aging more, so more fine lines and wrinkles. So the term was coined by Paul Jared Frank, MD, who is a New York City dermatologist. Another dermatologist, Dr. Schaefer, says that Ozempic face is a term coined for media shock value and attention, but at its root, it's nothing new. He goes on to say, as we age and when we lose weight, often we also lose weight in our face, leading to skin laxity. Laxity. This is not anything specific to Ozempic. Any method of weight loss would lead to the same issue. And I think that's what's important is Ozempic face is just kind of like a gossip magazine column term for how these celebrities and influencers are looking when they've been rumored to take Ozempic because they are losing weight so rapidly. It is nothing to do with the drug. If you take Ozempic, you are not going to get Ozempic face. And we mentioned earlier that compared to Ozempic being used as a drug for diabetes, Ozempic for weight loss is administered in a much higher dose. And unlike those with diabetes, you are not being monitored by a doctor. With most doctors saying on Ozempic, they like to see a weight loss around 1 to 2 pounds a week, not the like 5 to 10 pounds that people are claiming to lose in a week on Ozempic. So yes, rapid weight loss, rapid changes on the face, no matter what diet you're on. Jessica Simpson is often used as an example for this, despite never admitting to ever using Ozempic, because she lost over 100 pounds in a very short amount of time, which again, to me, just further emphasizes that Ozempic face isn't a thing. It's just a term coined by the media or by this dermatologist to stir up, some kind of like, oh my God, a side effect. That makes me think, remember when everyone was saying that like all these celebrities were having that fat removed from their cheeks? Buccal fat removal? And they were all like looking at it, all here. I wonder if they were just on Ozempic again, Ozempic face. No, because it would be more, it was too isolated, right? You would have seen a bit more of everything going on. I don't know. Talking of weight loss, I'm sure we've all been on all these stupid diets. I think especially millennials, we grew up with so many diet fads, seen so many like reality beauty competitions online on the TV that we all tried these crazy diets that these celebrities were supposedly doing. And once you do those diets, you lose weight so quickly. The moment you're off them, you just put it back on because it's not maintaining any sort of life change. It's an instant fix if it works. But some Ozempic users actually reported that once they stop using it, they put all that weight on and more. With TikToker Remy Jo reporting that she gained back the weight twice as fast after stopping her injections. And of course, a lot of people just stopped the injections altogether because of the headaches that they were getting, how nauseous they were feeling, and just deciding that it wasn't really worth it. And that's because, again, it's been administered in such a high dose. I'm no doctor, but I think we have to remember there is no real magic injection or pill for weight loss. Ozempic clearly helps you lose weight. But for some, a healthy diet and good exercise is a perfectly effective way to lose weight, maintain it, and keep it off. And I think we know all like nutritionists, all health experts will tell you that is really the only way to maintain a healthy lifestyle and maintain your weight. But for some, their bodies just don't work in that way. I think especially for people with diabetes, obesity, or other illnesses where your weight is affected, that's not how their body works. They can't just, eat healthy and exercise like they've never fucking tried that before, So Ozempic is an amazing drug for those people to help manage their weight and their health, more importantly, in an effective and controlled way with a doctor checking in on you. And, often they take that for life. It's something that they're on all the time, versus those who lose 10 pounds in a week because they have an outfit they need to fit into because they have an event, unless these specific people who are taking it purely for weight loss and unless they're maintaining a healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, all that kind of stuff, they're going to put back on weight. And I always feel like once you see that weight drop so drastically, it does look like you gain that weight back 10 times faster once you stop with these fad diets. I'm going to finish with the Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. I love this stuff. For me, it's a great evening moisturizer. They have like night creams, but it's lightweight, it's hydrating, especially as the weather gets warmer, but it doesn't just disappear on the face like a load of other like gel type feeling creams. It protects your skin all throughout the night. You wake up nicely hydrated, no dry patches, and it just smells incredible. Listen, I'll be honest, I'm not against people using this as a weight loss drug. In fact, I actually went on it for a little while. A big twist at the end. I think before I realized what it really was, and I just kind of, I'm over 30 now. I can't just exercise and lose weight the way I used to, and I'm fucking lazy. And I was like, let's give this pen a go and see if I can get rid of those kind of like stubborn areas where I can't lose weight. And I'll be honest, it suppressed my appetite and I lost a few pounds within like maybe 4 days, but the headaches that I got from it just weren't worth it for me. I would inject myself with less than I was told to, and it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. And, where I got my Ozempic pen from, they were great. They were talking to me about making sure I did maintain a healthy lifestyle. They were like, this isn't a one-stop shot literally for losing weight, you have to do this with a balanced diet, etc., etc. And I wasn't doing it. So it just didn't work for me. And I'm not against people using this for weight loss when it doesn't affect other people's medication, but I do think it opens a lot of discussions about disordered eating, the moral side of taking medication away from those who truly, truly need it. That kind of like icky feeling you get. It's kind of weird that people are using this medication for those whose bodies can't control weight as easily as their own to lose weight for purely non-medical reasons. Do you know what I mean? People with diabetes, obesity, other illnesses, like I said, where their weight is affected, need this drug because their bodies can't work like mine. I could literally just go and exercise and eat healthy and I could lose a good amount of weight and maintain it, but other people's bodies don't work like that. So for me to go out and start injecting myself with somebody's medication, I don't know, it all feels a little bit like funny now. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if you've tried this. Maybe you love it. Maybe it's really helping you rediscover your relationship with food and a healthy lifestyle and, giving you that get-go that you need. Because I know when people are on diets and they can't lose weight, it kind of brings you down, so maybe this is giving a lot of you, what you need to carry on with your diet and your healthy exercise. Let me know if you've been affected by the sudden demand for it as well. All in the comments down below. You can watch the rest of When Beauty Turns Ugly playlist here. Send general light entertainment here and I'll see you over there.